Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great day for science, and particularly for excellence in science. Welcome to the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters and to the announcement of the Kavli Prize for 2020. Today we're honouring groundbreaking work in 3 scientific fields, work that has provided us with brilliant new knowledge, insight and ways of thinking about astrophysics, nanoscience and neuroscience, or in the words of the founder of the Kavli Prize, Fred Kavli, the largest, the smallest and the most complex. Without any delay, let us go straight to the new winners. And so we begin with the smallest, nanoscience. For sub-angstrom resolution imaging and chemical analysis using electron beams, the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters awards the 2020 Kavli Prize in Nanoscience to Harald Rose, Maximilian Haider, Knut and Ondrej Krivanek. And to elaborate our choice, allow me to introduce the chair of the Nanoscience Committee, Professor Bodil Holst.
Seeing is the first step in scientific advancement, understanding, and engineering. The 2020 Kavli Nanoscience Prize honors 4 pioneers who enabled humanity to see the structure and chemical magnification of materials in 3 dimensions at unparalleled high magnification. A major goal of nanoscience is to create materials and devices assembled with atomic scale precision so we can invent new functions and techniques. The size of an atom is around 1 angstrom. That is 100 millionth of a centimeter. Imaging and analysis of materials and devices at the sub-angstrom scale is crucial to see how they might work. The resolution of a classical microscope is limited by the wavelength of what is being shone at an object. Visible light has a wavelength around 5,000 times larger than an atom's, which means that optical lenses cannot image atoms. In the early part of the 20th century, beams of electrons with atomic scale wavelengths were invented, leading to the development of the electron microscope in 1931. However, making ideal lenses for electrons turns out to be a big theoretical and experimental headache, because lens aberrations limit the resolution. For more than 60 years, people struggled. Through persistence, ingenuity, and by embracing new computational power developed in the 1990s, this year's Kavli Laureates constructed aberration-corrected lenses and made sub-angstrom imaging and chemical analysis in 3 dimensions a standard characterization method. 3 of the laureates co-founded 2 companies and commercialized their lenses, contributed further to the major impact of their scientific work. Since then, their microscopes have played an enormous role, both in fundamental science and technology, where they are used, among others, by the semiconductor, pharmaceutical, and automotive industries. The 2020 Kavli Laureates in Nanoscience are Harald Rose, for proposing a novel lens design, the Rose corrector, enabling aberration correction in transmission electron microscopy that can be applied to both conventional and scanning microscopes. Maximilian Haider, for the realization of the first sextupole corrector based on Rose's design, and along with Knut for their joint roles in the implementation of the first aberration-corrected conventional transmission electron microscope. And finally, Ondrej Krivanek for the realization of the first aberration-corrected scanning transmission electron microscope with sub-angstrom resolution, particularly suited for spatially resolved chemical analysis via the use of a quadrupole-octupole corrector. Congratulations to all 4 winners for enabling us to see further than ever before.
Thank you, Professor Holst. And now from the smallest to the very largest, astrophysics. For his groundbreaking research in the field of observational X-ray astronomy, covering a huge range of topics, from gas flows in clusters of galaxies to supermassive black holes at the heart of galaxies, the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters awards the 2020 Kavli Prize in Astrophysics to Andrew Fabian. Please let me introduce the chair of the Astrophysics Committee, Professor Viggo Hansteen.
X-ray astronomy has granted us access to the extremely hot and energetic components of the universe. In the current cosmological paradigm, the universe is a living ecosystem in which gas flows into galaxies and the black holes at their centers and the subsequent release of energy back into the galaxies and their local neighborhoods all play vital roles. X-ray observations have provided stunning evidence for these processes at work, revealing how the major constituents of such a galactic ecosystem can profoundly influence their overall evolution. Andrew Fabian is one of the most prolific and influential astronomers of our time and has been a leading figure in several major areas in X-ray astronomy. On small spatial scales, the size of a solar system or even smaller, spanning light minutes or at most light hours, he predicted and co-discovered high-velocity X-ray spectral emission from around black holes. This allowed Fabian and his collaborators to develop a powerful method for measuring their spin. These spinning black holes may provide the energy to heat the intergalactic gas and affect the evolution of constituent galaxies. On larger spatial scales, spanning millions of light years, Fabian played a vital role in revealing the mystery of, and the solution to, the prodigious heating and cooling mechanisms operating on intergalactic gas in clusters of galaxies. Andrew Fabian's breadth of knowledge and insights on vastly different universal scales have provided key physical understanding of how these disparate phenomena are interconnected, and we thank him for his cosmologically important work.
Thank you, Professor Hansteen. And now from the largest to the most complex, neuroscience. For their transformative discovery of receptors of temperature and pressure, the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters awards the 2020 Kavli Prize in Neuroscience to David Julius and Ardem Patapoutian. To expand upon our choice, let me introduce the chair of the Neuroscience Committee, Professor Kristine B. Walhovd.
If you are sitting comfortably and the temperature in the room is just right, then you shouldn't even notice. But if someone turns the heat up or down dramatically or gives you a show, you'll definitely react. Sensing temperature and pressure are critical to adjust to our environments, yet the neural mechanisms for how these features are detected by our nervous system have been mysterious. The research of David Julius, both literally and figuratively speaking, is hot. In a series of intriguing experiments, Julius used spices to understand mechanisms of temperature and pain sensation. Julius discovered the receptor for capsaicin, the compound in chilies that gives us the sensation of heat. And this led to the identification of the first biological temperature sensor. TRPV1 is an ion channel that opens up on the surface of cells at certain temperatures, thus contributing to our ability to detect temperatures in the warm to hot range. Julius also found that TRPV1 is activated during tissue damage and inflammation, enabling integration of both temperature sensing and inflammatory signals. Next, Julius, and now also Ardem Patapoutian, turned to how colder temperatures are sensed. They found another TRP channel that responds specifically to lower temperatures by using plants that produce cooling agents, such as menthol and peppermint. Julius found that some of the TRP channels are mutated in familial pain syndromes and even act as targets of spider and scorpion toxins. New strategies for treating chronic pain are greatly needed, and TRP channels are now targets for the development of new pain relief drugs. Along with temperature sensing, touch has long been a slippery sense. We can detect indentations on our skin 1,000 times thinner than a human hair. How information about such physical stimuli is communicated in our nervous systems has been a long-standing problem in neuroscience. Ardem Patapoutian has unraveled fundamentals of our sense of pressure and touch. He and his team discovered proteins that are pressure-sensitive mechanical sensors, the piezo's. Patapoutian analyzed the molecular and functional properties of piezos and revealed that they are directly responsible for pressure sensing in the skin. He showed that piezos have critical roles also in proprioception, that is, the sense of awareness of our bodies and movement. This effect being demonstrated by lack of coordination in both mice and humans deficient of piezo2. He also revealed the role of piezos in interoception, the sense of internal organs, such as via pressure sensing in the lungs and blood vessels. Piezo mutations underlie a broad range of genetic disorders, and their discovery opened the door to understanding mechanobiology in health and disease. Together, the discoveries of David Julius and Ardem Patapoutian revolutionized neuroscience by providing a molecular and neural basis for both thermosensation and mechanosensation, and these discoveries formed the foundations for the development of new treatments. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Walhovd. And congratulations to all our laureates. You've made great contributions to science, providing us with knowledge that will reach and have effects far beyond your fields of investigation. Your work stands out as truly excellent, and it will inspire future generations to use their talents to pursue knowledge. Our culture is built upon science, and it's a privilege to honour those who contribute the very best. Before we finish today, a word from the Norwegian Minister of Research and Higher Education, Henrik Asheim.
First of all, congratulations to the Kavli Prize Laureates of 2020. The Norwegian government is proud to be one of the 3 Kavli Prize partners. Thanks to your pioneering work, we know more about the mysteries in our universe, from the largest to the smallest and most complex. We have once more been reminded how important science is to overcome difficult challenges, and how much further we can come by working together. Your scientific contribution moves the world forward. So please keep uncovering the mysteries of the universe, keep up the excellent work, and again, congratulations.
Thank you, Minister. And so we bring these announcements to a close. We look forward to welcoming you to Oslo to celebrate these laureates. Due to the pandemic, we are postponing the awards ceremony for today's prizes, but we'll double down and celebrate both the 2020 and the 2022 Kavli laureates together in Oslo. A warm welcome to Norway in 2022.